To try and understand a little bit about what that is, let's use an analogy. Have you ever went camping?
Sure.
Ever make a campfire?
Yes.
Okay. In a campfire, you've got three forces.
Right.
You got fire, you got wood, and you got air. Those are your three forces. Okay. Let's organize those three forces in some different combinations to see what happens.
Okay.
Here's my campfire, and now I've got a sheet of plywood, 3/4 inch, 4 by 8 foot plywood. If I take that plywood and I set it up and down on its edge, down into that fire, what will happen?
It'll burn.
It'll burn. We now have created a triad. Now let's take that same fire, that same piece of plywood, the same air, but let's lay the plywood down flat on top of the fire this way. What might happen?
The fire might go out, or it might burn.
It might burn, but it might go out.
Right.
There's a chance that we now have created a different result with the same three forces.
Right.
Now let's take our fire and our plywood and our air, and let's lay the plywood down flat on top of the fire, and let's stick a bellows up under the edge of the plywood. Now do this. Now what will happen?
The plywood will burn.
It'll burn right through the damn middle first, right? You know, the coals will be so hot, you know, even though the air can't get to it, you're pumping it underneath, and all of a sudden the center of the plywood's going to blacken, and the fire's going to come right through the damn middle, like it's melted through. Again, a different triad. Now let's take our fire and our plywood, and we'll set the plywood down on the edge, like we did in the first model. But now we'll blow some 200-mile-an-hour hurricane winds across that fire. First of all, you'd be lucky to still have your plywood.
Right.
But even if you did, there's something in the principle that says that when the air is moving that fast, the fire just isn't able to ignite anything.
Right.
So all we've done is taken the same three forces, and by reorganizing those same guys, we produce different results. I mean, who would have thought you could put a fire out with a piece of wood? Well, of course you can. You can do that. Sometimes you put fire out with a fire. How do you put out an oil fire? An oil well. You run in there with an explosion. For what purpose? To consume all the air. You take away all the air,
No fire.
all of a sudden the oil just comes out of the ground. So by reorganizing these three forces, you can produce totally different results. I don't know where she went, huh? That helps us to see that we can take the same three guys, but depending on how we organize them, we can get a completely different result out of those same three.